Hello and welcome to this week's podcast. We are once again breastfeeding because this is life. I'm sorry for the little munchkin noises. Today I wanted us to talk about the amazing lessons that I've learned from parenting, and I have to make it quick, so it'll be like a little short, quick, easy, interesting podcast if you're a parent or if you're not a parent and you're wanting to be a parent, and the lessons that we learn from our kids, how amazing it is and how beautiful that season of life is as a young woman and what it has brought me. And I want to share that with you guys. And the number one is like, look at my background. It's not perfect. We're a bit made up. The bed is a bit made up. It's not perfect. Nothing needs to be perfect, okay? There is so much pressure in today's day and age because there are beautiful aesthetics online that are super inspiring, and you can definitely use them to inspire yourself for creative ideas for your baby's birthdays, for the way you want to dress them, the way you want to make your home look and all of that, and have fun with that. But remember that that is like exterior, that is like the mask, that is the exterior, and the interior is more important. So how you're feeling, how your baby's feeling, how your whole family is feeling, how you guys are doing together as a family unit, that is much more important, and how you guys are navigating all these changes and all this newness instead of having the perfect aesthetic. And I want to have the perfect aesthetic. I am a victim and guilt of that as well, because it's so beautiful and we see that online and we want to portray that in our homes. But honestly, that is not the truth. And some of them are going to be some influencers that show this. Sometimes they're going to be honest and show you like a cleanup they do, and then you see, oh, they also get a messy kitchen sometimes, and they also get a messy something, like they're living in their houses, like the house is well lived in, and you don't see that online because people want to show you curated nice versions. But if you're aware of that and you don't compare yourself, so like stop comparing yourself, and I know you will do it, we all do it for various reasons, and in motherhood it definitely happens in your mind, and you definitely want to compare, and you definitely want to make sure, because you do have this deep desire to make sure that you're doing the best for your baby. So you are definitely going to look around, you're going to compare. It's just natural. But in the olden days, there was not as many people to be comparing yourself to. Today we have access to social media, so we can compare ourselves to way too many people and way too curated images. In the past, you would compare yourself and exchange notes with people in your community and people around you, and it was much more authentic and real, and wasn't a curated highlight reel. So just remember that, know that it's okay. Don't judge yourself for comparing. Just know that it's normal, and that's a really big lesson that it taught me, is to like release comparison, release and surrender comparison, and release that you'll have this perfect image and this perfect family. And even if I sometimes show that online, or other people show that online, like that's also okay. Just be softer with yourself, be kinder. That is something that's really, really important that I've learned, and you have to go with in the season of life of having newborns and having babies, is becoming softer. You have to slow down. You have to become softer with them. You have to go with their own rhythm, and that makes it so that you have to become slower with yourself. You have to become slower in your life. You have to be more flexible. You have to surrender. You have to stop going a mile a minute. You have to stop achieving or going in certain directions, and you need to surrender and be flexible and be in the present moment. And you want to be in the present moment because they will bring you in the present moment. They are so present. Babies and children are so present. They are oohing and awing at the beautiful world around them, and they will draw you into the presence if you let them, and really let yourself go there. When you're taking the bath that you do every single night, or you're doing whatever it is that you're doing with them, really allow yourself to immerse yourself with them and to see the world through their eyes. They're having so much fun. They are so lighthearted. They are so amazed that they get to brush their teeth. Even if it's been 100 times that they've done it so far, they are still so amazed. They are so present and they're having fun. Be with them in those moments. That's number 2, definitely learned to be slower and to go with that season of life, and to really connect to that side of myself and bring that and allow that for myself. Another one that plays off of this is allowing yourself to be in the present and to be with your emotions. So with my oldest, he's nearing his 2nd birthday, so he's definitely having a lot of feelings come up and discovering new types of feelings, or like reactions and these things that are happening within him, and these like types of tantrums, like we call, a lot of people say terrible twos, or there's like the tantrums at these ages. And what me and my partner committed to doing for him is to just be with him and say like, hey, you feeling mad, or you feeling sad? Like it's okay, you're okay, we're here, we're with you, it's okay. Like you can be sad, you can cry, you can do all these things. Baby's pulling on the microphone. And we are going to be there for you. We are there for you. And me being there for my baby when he's having a hard time is showing me to be there for myself when I'm having a hard time, and to not judge myself, and to not yell at myself, and to not criticize or judge myself, because I'm not criticizing, judging, or yelling at my baby for having difficult and big feelings. Baby, you can't move the microphone like that. You're going to change the whole thing. The baby's at the age where he started grabbing, and he's like, wants to grab the microphone. Can you drink your milk, sir? Let go of my microphone. He's so proud he caught it. Wait, give me that microphone. So another amazing thing that I've learned of being a parent is priorities. Prioritizing. Priorities and prioritizing. So number 3 that I learned about being a parent is prioritizing, and how your priorities are so important. They need to be so clear so that you can make decisions and not get overwhelmed, and be able to sustain your lifestyle, to sustain you and your babies and your family and all of that. So you really need to get clear on your priorities of whichever season of life you're in. So knowing that, like, right now there's a certain season of life that you're in. If you have a newborn, it's going to be much more fast-paced, much more different routines that are shifting every couple of weeks, even sometimes in a matter of days, and being so flexible and open to that, and surrendering to that, and knowing that that's your priority right now, and that is number 1, and choosing that as your priority, and choosing what is next, what comes next. So if your babies are taken care of, you're taken care of, those priorities are good. Those are number 1. And then what comes next? Are you maybe right now, if you look at your life, prioritizing something too much that you need to be putting the brakes on that? I know that when I had my baby, I was really too available on my phone and like answering people and all of that. I had to shut that down. So I went into personal mode for like weeks, and it kind of like got people used to like, Hope's not gonna answer quickly, so I won't expect that, and they stopped expecting that, and I wasn't answering as quickly. So now I can put my phone back to normal, and people are just not expecting answers that quickly, because I can't. I was doing it and I was burning myself out, and I was not prioritizing the things that are my priorities, the things that I had chosen and I want to be my priorities, which is my family and taking care of my family unit, myself, and making sure that we're all good and taken care of. So you can use personal mode on your phone. You can definitely go to my intentional time management podcast, which is I'm pretty sure it's number 6, and you can look at all the tips and tricks I give you to be more intentional and to really learn how to prioritize, to learn how to determine your values, and to make sure that that is really in accordance with how your whole calendar is playing out. So babies really help you prioritize. They also really give you clarity on like what is actually really important, what is not important, what you can leave and choose to not have that battle, for example, whatever it may be, because children really reprioritize and really help you gain clarity and see you and show you how important life is, that you don't need to be focusing on random little things, and you can really be focusing on the big things and really prioritizing that and gain clarity on that. So clarity in your priorities is so big when you have children. I really, really appreciate it and love that. And going back to emotions for number 4, I'm pretty sure what number 4 is. I was never really in tune to my emotions as much as I'm now. I feel like I'm learning with my toddler and my baby, but my baby is very young. But I'm learning with my toddler to be able to identify my emotions and to be able to put a word on it and to be able to let it go through me, let's say, like not resist it. So I was the type of person who would resist my emotions, and I even overcame anxiety and PTSD without even learning this. And recently I've had tougher times and my anxiety was definitely back. And because of the way my child is showing up recently, and I'm showing up for him, I realized I can be with myself and be with my emotion. Even if it's scary and it's big, I can be with it and I can breathe through it because I do it with him. And so I was like, oh, I can do that for myself. So recently I was on a trip and I was about to fly, and flying used to be a huge trigger for me. So that was definitely showing up. And instead of letting myself, instead of freaking out and like resisting that anxiety that was in my chest or in my throat, I would name it for myself, and I was breathing through it and breathing with it and allowing myself to have that moment and breathing with it and being kind to myself, putting my hand there and breathing and just being loving towards myself. So being loving and being with my emotions towards myself is what I learned from my child, because I'm giving that to him. And so I'm kind of remothering myself and learning to be there for myself. And I'm learning to do that with my relationships and people around me and being there for them as well, and listening and slowing down. So parenting is such a beautiful experience. These are 5 things that I've learned from it that I wanted to quickly share with you guys in hopes to inspire you if you're a parent, or to hopefully inspire you if you want to be a parent, of these beautiful lessons that we do learn from our children. I hope this quick little podcast episode was delightful for you to listen, and I will talk to you guys next week. Thank you so much, guys.